He called me to preach. Now listen to me very clearly. And if I don't finish these 7 principles, we'll leave it for another day. But listen to me. At a young age, I knew I was called to preach. And I started to practice to preach. I started to get in the Word of God. But you know, as your typical Puerto Rican, raised in Humboldt Park, there's many passions that we have. We used it. But there's another passion that we have, and it's called baseball. Puerto Rican people love baseball. And as a kid, that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to be the shortstop of the Chicago Cubs. One of the shortstop that was going to have 8 golden gloves, and that was my dream as well. I said, you know what, as growing up, I never forget, in my living with my older brother, throwing, sometimes we didn't have a league ball or a rubber ball, so we'll take our white socks and roll it up. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So he would throw that and I would die, and I said, one day, I'm going to make it to the pros, and I had my room decorated with ball players, Thurman Munson, you guys probably know what I'm talking about, the Yankees, and guys way back, Reggie Jackson, and I said, one day, Bucky, then one day I'm going to get there. You know, you have Ernie Banks, the Cubs, and all these guys. And I'll never forget, that when God called me to preach, thank you. Get that, man. I'll never forget that when God called me to preach, He told me that if I would be obedient to Him, He would take me to places that I would only dream about. I'll never forget. He said, if you be obedient to my word, and you do what I called you to do, I'll take you to places that you never think of. That's God. God has a plan for you. Say with me, God has a plan for me. No, I want you to say it like if you really believe it. Say it. God has a plan for me. He does. He really does. And this is what happened to my life. I started to preach at a young age. I went to seminary. Part of my mom's side, we have a lot of business people. I got married, I had 3 kids, went to seminary, and I'll never forget one uncle calling me and saying, Isiah, what are you doing studying the Bible? There's no money in that. He's right. He was vice president of Pensacola, ranked money, a lot of professionals. My mom is vice president of a hospital in Chicago. You know, good professionals. And they said, what are you doing studying the Bible? Why don't you study business? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And I'll never forget again. As I was writing the seminary, I was reading my master's like Dr. Van was saying, and I was writing the seminary, and I started to cry. And I remember when I was 18 years old, I wanted to preach and all this stuff, and I said to the Lord, you're right. I'm going to be broke forever. I have 3 kids coming to vision. The Lord brought to memory again. If you do not live, I will take you to places. I will show you things that you won't get to on you. Listen to this last. One day I get a call. I got a call from Chicago. Someone called me and said, hello, my name is Vince Noss. I represent Baseball Chapel. We're looking for Isiah THAH. Is he available? I said, who's this guy? Vince Noss. From where? From Chicago. Yes, he's available. And I said, that's me. And he said, you know what? We're looking for a chapel. I said, what are you talking about? He says, every home game, every Sunday home game, we look for a minister to share the word of the Bible to the ball players, the Chicago Cubs, and the Disney. And we were wondering, and we heard that you could be a good candidate to be a champion in Chicago Cubs. Do you mind if we interview you? Proud Puerto Rican man. I said, when? What time? And he said, can we do it? The Cubs play, whatever it was, I think it was Thursday. The Cubs play Thursday at 1:20. Do you mind if we meet at the stadium? And I said, let me see my schedule. And you know what? I started to feel that God started to orchestrate something different. And he said, okay, check the schedule. And I'll never forget, I was looking for my wife. I was so excited. I had it on the phone. Can you give me 1 more minute, please? And I couldn't find her. I said, Thursday, at what time? got a baby with God, became my best friend. And we started to, and God made a connection. But that particular day, here's the point of the story. That particular day when I spoke to the Cubs, I'll never forget. After I spoke to the Chicago Cubs, I spoke to the New York Mets, and New York Mets gave us Celtic runs. That was a great move out. I'll never forget. I went into the dugout of the Chicago Cubs. Here's breaking news. I walk out, I have the visit, I have the official pass, I can walk out on the field, and I'll never forget sitting in the dugout. And as I sat in the dugout, I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is awesome. I am in the Cubs dugout. People will die to be here. Suddenly, I started to feel God move again in my life. When God spoke to me, He told my heart, didn't you want to come here? Didn't you want to play everything here? And I'll never forget just nodding my head and saying, yes, Lord, I want to come here. And the Lord spoke to me and said, I love you. And I'll never forget when the Lord spoke to my spirit and told me, welcome to the new year. That's what God does. I wanted to be a big-time professional baseball player, play a regular field. You know what? God took me. He didn't take me there the way I thought He should have. But He took me there. He took me as a preacher. He took me as a minister. As a matter of fact, some of you didn't even know they have Bible chapel on Sundays at every stadium in the United States, every Sunday home game. Some of you guys didn't know that. What I'm here to tell you is that when you're obedient to God and you trust God and you stay within your purpose, when you stay within your purpose is going to open great doors for you. Say, my purpose will open great doors for me. Open great doors for me. Listen, I ordained you to be a prophet to the nation. The word ordained in Hebrew is an interesting word. And in Spanish, La Reina Valera, it says, y te di. Y te di. In other words, I gave you to the nation. So, very quickly, my point 5 is that you are a gift to people. So your purpose is going to create you to be a gift to the nation. And He says, and I ordained you. Another verse says, and I gave you to the nation. The gift and the purpose you have is not for you. It's for me. It's for your brothers and sisters. How many of you like to sing? Tell me, you like to sing, right? Well, if God called you to sing, He didn't call you to sing to yourself. He called you for you to be a blessing to the nation. So it's beautiful, and you're in the shower, open the eyes of my Lord. That's nice, it's beautiful. But if God called you to sing, He called you so I could hear you and be blessed by your voice. For I can be ministered through your music. For I can be, that God can minister to my life through you. So if God called you to sing, you got to sing. Let people criticize. There's a lot of people that are just sitting on the hater. Let them! Let them criticize you. You got to do what God's called you to do. So it's to sing, sing. Listen, I've been singing this as a kid. And one of my biggest obstacle was my grandfather. My grandfather would look at me and say, boy, I don't know why. In Spanish, I would say, he would say, boy, I don't know why you're still singing. You sing horrible. I'll be 8 years old and I'll take the part and we'll sing our coritos, old-fashioned hymns. Batalla, no es batalla, sino viene la prueba. My grandfather would look at me and go, and I'll never forget always going to my mom and telling my mom, Mommy, we will sing that I can't sing. And she would always tell me, your abuelo, your grandfather's crazy. And my mom would encourage me, keep on singing, keep on singing. Keep on singing. Keep on singing. Keep on singing. Touch your neighbor and say, keep on singing. If God called you to sing, keep on singing. Yes, you're going to find discouragement in your journey. Yes, people will criticize you in your journey, but you got to keep on singing. Yeah. Keep on singing. You know what? When I got 18 years old, 17, 18, I'll never forget my grandfather saying, I need to speak to you. I said, what is it, Grandpa? I want you to sing at the church, and I want you to do it with your band.